Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making the art shape towards the one on the screen. And first of all, we're going to draft the pattern. So the first thing we're going to do is to fold our pattern like this. So I want the width of the toad to be 20 inches and I want the height to be 17.5 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and fold my pattern paper at 10 inches, just like you see me do, which is going to give us 20 inches when you open it. But we need the remaining extension for the hand of the tote bag. Just watch the way I'm doing it. It's self-explanatory. So I'm taking the height measurement, which is 17.5 inches right now. And now I'm just going to bring in my tracing wheel so I can trace it and it can reflect on the other side of the pattern paper. So just watch the way I'm doing it. So the next thing I did was to flip it to the other side so I can draw the lines that I just traced out. So this way we already have our 17 and a half by 20 inches on the paper. So that's the whole idea. And with the extension that we're going to use to draft the strap. So the next thing is for us to start drafting the art shape. We're going to be using a lot of freehand with our pattern master. So the first thing I did was to mark 3.5 inches at the center, just like you see me do. And I'm going to bring my curved ruler and I'm going to just connect it to the line at the top. The next thing we're going to do is to bring in our ruler and draw a diagonal line that connects at 7.5 inches, just the way you see me do. And that's what is going to guide us to perfecting our art shape. At this point, I'm going to use my free hand to connect the remaining parts until it blends and I feel it's perfect enough. That's the essence of drafting your pattern. You can adjust and readjust until you get it right. And the next thing we want to do is to bring in our tracing wheel and trace it so that it can reflect on the other part of the pattern paper. So now we're going to flip it to the other side and use our pencil to make our tracing obvious. The next thing you want to do now is to draft the strap part of the bag. So just watch the way I'm doing it. From the 3.5 mark at the center, place your ruler in a slant form, making sure that the distance of the curve and the slant line is not more than 1 inch. Here is what I'm trying to say. And back to the bottom, you're just going to slant your ruler just like you see me do and draw a slant line. And we need about 23 inches height. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my ruler to connect a straight line, connecting the first line to the second line, just the way you see me do. So the next thing I did was to bring in our tape rule and take 1.75 on both sides. So I'm going to connect them. Just watch the way I'm doing it. It's self-explanatory. And the next thing is to decide the depth of the strap. I made it 10 inches, which I later added 3 extra inches because I wanted it to be free. I wanted it to have space in between the shoulder and the armpit. You can actually stick to this 10 inches if you don't want the opening to be too much. From the corner, just like you see me do, I slanted my tape rule and I measured 0.75, which actually guided me to draw my curve, just like you see me do. So this is what it looks like at this point. The next thing we want to do is to cut it out. Just watch the way I'm going to do it. It's self-explanatory. So this is what it should look like once you are done cutting. Like I said, I extended the depth of the strap. So I went ahead to measure 3 inches extra just to make it deeper. You can leave it like this. It's going to be okay if you don't want the opening to be too much. But I wanted mine to be a bit deeper because I want it to be free no matter how you raise your hand and all of that. So just watch the way I'm going to do it and we're going to be done with drafting the pattern. So finally, this is how it looks like, and I'll see you in part 2 of this video where we are going to use the pattern to make a bag. Bye.